Hey, what's up, gang, gals, gentlemen, guys, everything? This is Dominic D'Angelo of Rumor and Innuendo of adfreeshows.com, scoops.com, and OneTrueSportTV.com. I am back in the New York groove. The New York groove. We are talking a little bit of AEW, the Grand Slam tonight, hailing from Arthur Ashe Stadium. Should be a fun card to break down. But we're also going to be talking about initial thoughts on the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix that just dropped this morning. I did watch episode 1. Did you guys? Did you guys watch all of it? Did you binge? I don't know, but let's say hi to some folks on here. Old Jake says, good morning. Wasn't sure I'd make it live or pull a Carpolis and be on assignment. Yes, Robert has no voice right now, so we send him the best. He is not on assignment. He just has no voice. So I'll let him give you the details once he gets back. But well wishes to Robert. He'll be back in the New York groove at some point as well. Dre Owen says, R&I Grand Slam. You know it. Judge hit 56 last night. Shout out. Yeah, Aaron Judge, man. What a season. Past couple of seasons. Now, on top of it, you think about Shohei Ohtani and what he's been doing too. Baseball is feeling pretty good right now. The Pirates not, though. My Pittsburgh Pirates are another story. As I say that, wearing a Yankees hat. Speaking of, looks like I'll be guest starring on Pro Wrestling Times live show tonight. Whoa, okay, cool. Check him out. Pro Wrestling Times, at Pro Wrestling Times, and at Pro Wrestle Clips. Good for you, Jake. Yeah, I'll have to try to tune in at some point. Might be recording with Fonzie tonight, so we'll see. I got a busy schedule tonight, but if I have the freedom, I will take a look. The Dynamite, the Grand Slam, yes. Good morning, R&I. Johnny Disco says, can't wait to get into the Mr. McMahon tonight after work. Okay, so let's dive into that first. As I readied for the show today and wrote some articles for SEScoops.com, I also tuned into the first episode of Mr. McMahon. Couple takeaways with the first episode. First off, I really enjoyed Tony Atlas in that. He was an unexpected interview, right? I didn't see him coming. But he added a fun kind, I mean, for what it is, like dark stuff that, is overshadowing it all. Like a good voice on there, a good different voice on there, and gave a pretty unique perspective on that kind of thing. So that will be he's an interesting element that is in this docuseries, at least on the first episode, because that's the only one I watched. When it comes to my takeaway with Vince, now Vince, I won't spoil stuff too much for you at all. Like, I'll just kind of set up my initial thoughts on what it is, so because I don't want to do that to folks. But I will say that what my big takeaway was. So Vince sits down. He immediately is like pretty guarded. And he's like, oh, I wish I could tell you all the stories, but I can't. And then the guy was like, how about you just give us one? I think it was the director, Christopher Smith. And he's like, no, can't do that. But I'll give you like ones that could be entertaining enough. And then they show all the like, hey, they kind of give you a little disclaimer, like this was all filmed before the news broke. This was originally filmed in 2021. The majority of this footage is Vince McMahon refused to do the interview during once everything did break, so on and so forth. However, what I was very intrigued about, the first episode is just called Junior. And so I'm like thinking, man, are they going to go into his early childhood and stuff like that? Like, what are they going to talk about? And, they talked about him briefly just in North Carolina, not knowing his dad until he was 12 years old. And then my takeaway from this is he is masking a lot of abuse, both physically, mentally, and it's very evident in this first episode. You see Vince, he talks about being abused by the stepdad that was down there, does not go into detail, pretty dismissive about it in his own way by saying, yeah, I took a lot of abuse down there from this stepdad of mine, and it was, but you kind of just learn to fight through it and wait for it to end. Basically, he was saying, and that's all he really said about that. But from what's been indicated, he was very badly abused as a kid. So this moves into his relationship with his actual dad, moving up and meeting his father. I think he said at 12 years old, and then expecting. He talks about this, expecting maybe like a hug, something, some affirmations of love from his actual dad, and he gets like like a pat on the back or something. He was indicating, and that was it. And but you can tell he's enamored with his dad, like he is, and both in a good and a bad way, where it's just like talks highly of him, but then also undercuts it by saying, "Oh, I'm not sure how he really felt," or things like that. And I mean, that's the start of the documentary. That's the whole documentary right there. You could put that all into context with the allegations coming out, what has been said about Vince, what has been accused of Vince. You hear all the stories that it is, and here it is. He doesn't open up. But from what you can gather, context clues, his body language, how he handled the discussions on these touchy topics with his father, and then with his abusive stepfather, and all that kind of stuff. All this stuff, man, it paints the picture of Vince McMahon, the person, by what he's not sharing with you. So that was my big takeaway from the first episode. They go into a lot of other stuff about the boom of WWE and, him betting on himself. Talks about the death of his father, and actually talks about that regards. The one time that he got that his dad said he was proud of him, and then the one time that his dad said that he loved him, and that was right before he passed away. So just very, very telling in that regard for episode 1. So that was my major takeaway from it. And if you look at it from that, it probably sets up a lot of the documentary and what's to come and what we're going to hear about Vince McMahon and what we will hear about Vince McMahon after the fact in court, through the process of trial and all that. So, yeah, big thoughts on that. I'm sure Robert and I will touch upon that plenty of times once he gets back. Let's get some feedback here. All Jake says, Tony Atlas, when telling the truth, is lucid. He's phenomenal. When he's not, he's not. Yeah, definitely that. He put his best foot forward, Jake, if you know what I mean on this one. So, Wrestling Old Head says, I totally felt that as well from Mr. McMahon. Unaddressed trauma can lead to a lot of wild behavior. 100%. 100%. I am no therapist whatsoever, but I've been to them. So, that's it. Yes, thanks for joining in, though, Wrestling Head. But yeah, lots to kind of process on that, on episode 1, let alone. Excited and interested to see what the rest of the documentary presents, and things like that. Doesn't sound like they get into too much details when it comes to the Ring Boy scandal, or I don't know about the steroid stuff, but haven't got there yet. So we'll see how it goes. Wanted to just give my initial thoughts on all that, though. All right. We got a big card to preview. But before a lot of players on that card for the AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. You need 3 people on base and 1 person at bat to hit a Grand Slam. So you think about what players come into play with that. Will AEW knock it out of the park at Arthur Ashe Stadium? However, you can knock it out of the park with the Pick 6 DraftKings app. DraftKings Pick 6. Just download that app on your phone, and you can pick your players from any sport genre, whether it is baseball or maybe NFL week coming up here, week 4. Pick the over and under on their statistics. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Aaron Judge could hit another home run tonight? Do you think what he'll do? Will he hit 2 for 4? Something like that. You can make those bets on the Pick 6 app and pick at least 3 players. Place your money bet. And then what you do, you see the rough estimate of what you could win on those. So, for example, I bet the NFL last week, put $10 down on that, and then saw that I could stand to win $52, but I did not win it because my picks were wrong. However, your picks could be right. Just download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, use promo code Rumor. You get some credit back to use and everything like that once you place a $5 bet. So use promo code Rumor, download the Pick 6 app, helps us out. You can take a look at the whole process of that, have some fun, new fun kind of way to bet a little money on the sports that you love watching. So DraftKings, the crown is yours. Whose crown will it be tonight? Will we see Bryan Danielson actually face Nigel McGuinness if he's healthy enough to wrestle? Yeah, I think so, right? I mean, it's advertised. I have the graphic. Did I put the graphic here up on us? Let's take a look here. Did I do it? Yes, I did. Let's take a look at the card here. The physical card. Boom. Right here. I'm going to move this way, this way, this way. All right. Hey, guys. Looks creepy. We got Bryan Danielson potentially going up against Nigel McGuinness. It's the headline on there. It's the big graphic. We're going to see that, right? We can't not see it. Danielson will probably has to get the definitive win. Nigel McGuinness has wrestled in eons besides the gauntlet. So is he going to be ready? Should be a fun match. Still very much a head scratcher in regards to how they booked this all out. Because, hey, he's supposed to fight the guy below him and Darby Allin for the title. But now we got Jon Moxley. Now, the stipulation is if Jon Moxley wins, he gets the title shot instead of Darby. If Darby wins, I don't think he gets anything except the title shot that he already is owed. So, obviously, furthering that storyline, who do you think is going to win that? Do you think Darby does have a shot to win that? And will we get that match at WrestleDream? Both guys are from the Washington State area. So you could see that happening. But obviously, they have a huge storyline in what they're doing with Moxley, Marina Shafir, Claudio, and Pac. And who else? Could we see Shane McMahon step in at some point here? But yes, that's a big match either way. Should be a fun match, I think. I'm trying to see. Title shot on the line. Okay, that's all it says. I thought maybe there was a stipulation to it. I'm sure we'll get some tomfoolery in that match. We will also have Mariah May taking on. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna really lean in. I like this talent. I don't know her name. Son of a beast thing. It's not on there, is it? Yuka Sakazaki. Yuka Sakazaki. I really liked her last week on Dynamite. She was in that. She was tagging up with Queen Amanada, who I also like a lot. But she has such a presence about her. So I hope AEW is taking note. They clearly are because she's in this Women's World Championship match on one of their biggest shows of the year. So they are taking note. I would consider signing her. She's got a really, really fun presence. When I saw her wrestle, I remembered her briefly that she also wrestled on Dynamite before. But yeah, I think there's potential with that. Let's see. I'm gonna hit some comments here. I caught Darby Allin on Busted Open with Bully Ray and La Greca, and Darby did a great job. Very well spoken dude. I left the interview a bigger fan of the guy. Yes, Wrestling Old Head. I really like Darby Allin. He is a good interview. He's a nice dude. I interviewed him way back. I think StarCast 3. I think it was in Chicago. StarCast 3. It's either StarCast 1 or StarCast 3. I think it was StarCast. It was StarCast 3 because AEW wasn't around for StarCast 1. So there, I answered it. But yeah, he's a great interview. He's got takes a lot of risks, obviously, but yeah, some fun stuff with him. I think they do have a good star in him, and that's something. Trying to think of who. I think it was Magnum TA said that you look at somebody like a Darby Allin or Orange Cassidy. If it was just the WWE that all we were relying on, they would not be where they are. No way, right? You think of their body type, you think of what they do, it just would not work. AEW has presented that opportunity, so and we get guys like a Darby Allin, an Orange Cassidy, and people think they're pretty polarizing, but people also think they're very entertaining. So it's a different flavor of ice cream. As Darby Allin said, he said on that Busted Open interview, WWE is like Taylor Swift. And AEW is like Slayer. Sure, Taylor Swift sells more records, but Slayer is still pretty darn good. So really cool interview. Yeah, I agree. Wrestling old head. Dre Owen says, "Is it me or is Darby Mox kind of similar to Rock Cody from earlier this year?" Um, yeah, yes, in a certain way, I would say. Just because it's like kind of thrown in there, like it's an unexpected thing. So I kind of see that for sure. Um, when it goes back to the women's match, I think Mariah May will obviously retain. We will have the Young Bucks going up against Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. Now, this is an interesting one. I think there's a lot more story to tell if you give the titles to Ospreay and Fletcher. Uh, the Bucks have not done a whole lot with those titles. Kind of intentional too, I would say. But like you get it kind of reinvigorates a tag. You know, they're not long. I don't think Fletcher and Ospreay are long for the tag team world, but I think getting the titles on them can create some fun stuff that you can tell and cause some controversy with the Don Callis family. Ospreay is back in there despite wanting to get out. He gets pulled back in with these titles on the line or those titles at stake. So I think that's a good way to handle that all. Yeah, I would like to see Ospreay and Fletcher win, and this can lead to help building a new tag team in turn. Because it's just that it's long in the tooth with the Young Bucks with these titles and them not defending it. So we also are going to get it Hook and Roderick Strong. Now some of these are collision matches. Let me just make sure I'm hitting the right ones here. Yeah, but Hook and Roderick Strong for the FTW Championship should be a good match, I guess. It's just FTW Championship. Roderick Strong, I like his mustache look, but it's also like he's still playing that like comedy loud heel, and he did that on commentary. It's just I don't know. I like Roderick Strong. I like Hook, but it's just this doesn't feel that I don't know. I'm not hitching my wagon to that one necessarily. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. The biggest match on the night. The stakes are so high here. It is the AEW Continental Championship match. Wait, no. Oh my god. It's an eliminator match between Okada and Sammy Guevara. Can you imagine having to earn that right to get that Continental Championship match? An eliminator match. It's do or die for Sammy Guevara with this championship. I hate eliminator matches. I hate them. They should not. They should be disposed of. They're just awful. Give them the title shot if you're going to do it. Just have them have the match. It makes zero sense. Should be a good match though. I will say that. Should be a good match. Let's see. I want to take some more comments. Time for the Bucks to split up. Maybe have Mox bring one over and do some sort of take on Double Impact Van Dam movie. Oh, okay. And they come back together to save AEW. I don't know. There's something that's gonna go on. I'm curious because it's like you have two top heel factions now. You have the Elite, and then you have this group that Moxley's running. It's just like, okay, where's the conflict? Is Mox gonna take over and take the Elite out, and then everybody's got a bigger problem to deal with? Is Mox's new group along with the misfits of AEW and potentially a Shane McMahon? Robert made the good suggestion of bringing Miro into the mix of this John Moxley faction. We hear so much stuff about Miro wanting to get out of AEW. What if he didn't? What if he stuck around? I think that'd be a good way to keep him involved if they were to decide to do that. Let's talk about this one. Double J going up against Adam Hangman Page in a lumberjack strap match. The interesting thing about this is Hangman doesn't have a lot of friends. And if you look at it from an over-encompassing tenure of Double J from a storyline standpoint, Jeff Jarrett shouldn't really have a lot of friends either, right? He didn't make a lot. He was not the best of guys. So will people have things to unleash on them if either of them falls out of the ring? Plus, they're in a strap match, so they're kind of connected. It's a lot of wild elements. I'm excited for this match too, Dre. Should be a fun one. You think Hangman will have to get the win here? This is all furthering Hangman's unraveling and him embracing his new uh, wild man persona. So should be an intriguing fight to have go down tonight. Let me make sure I'm covering all the appropriate ones. So I've Jamie Hayter and Soraya in a Soraya rules match. Did they explain what the rules for a Soraya rules match is? Do we know what's the details? Is that just Ravens rules, which means there's no rules? Uh, I guess that would be it, right? But cool. I'm glad these two are having a match. Sarai's been greatly misused, and Jamie Hayter's been out with an injury, and these are two names that you can have. It's just a shame that aren't built in the right fashion. Like this, if you didn't tell me this match was on the card, I wouldn't have known, right? Like it's not like they did a whole lot to hype this thing. So, but it's good they're on the card. I hope they have a great match. Now I think this bottom one here is a collision match. It's hologram. It's the Beast Mortos, and it's who's the other guy? Who is the other guy? Man, I like that. I don't know what's going on here. Is that Dralistico? I think it's Dralistico. Yes, it is Dralistico in a three-way match. So wait a second. They did no rules for Saraya only. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's Saraya's rules. Okay, so they hyping it on Rampage and Collision. That doesn't count, Jeroy J. It doesn't count. You gotta get if you want it to count. You gotta do some promotion on Dynamite. What's your other comment here? Would an eliminator match be better if it was just a non-title or something sometimes grudge match? It's just unspoken that it's challenging. Yeah, you don't need. Look, if you have a match with somebody and you win, and if it's an exhibition, yeah, then that kind of makes a little bit more sense. Okay, you earned the shot. But it's just not like, I don't know, trying to doll it up. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's like, no, there's no appeal to an eliminator match. And they've set up a formula where the expectation is this person's going to lose the eliminator match. They're not even going to get a shot. So it's just to have a match. So I just don't like it. It would make it a little bit better, Jeroy J. I think if you're going to challenge somebody, like if you're in a singles match and you're a champion, put the title on the line. But make it make sense to have the title on the line. Or do a tag match. He got the pin on Jack Perry. Well, okay, he's got a TNT title shot. Is Jack Perry competing on this thing? Am I missing him? No, I'm not. He's just riding around, I guess, in his party van. That gets followed by police, apparently. That we saw. That they do some fun stuff, the AEW production stuff. It's like cool, fun work. That was like just it felt like I was watching a cutscene out of like Road Rash, if you remember that video game. Yeah, the open challenge. Oh, is that what it is? Am I missing? Is that not here? Am I not? What a mess I am. Oh, it is. Okay, yes. Jack Perry, TNT Championship Open Challenge. Thank you. I see that over on the left-hand side. Wow. So, okay. Who do you think it is? Is it going to be a surprise, like a returning name? Or is it going to be like a Ricochet? Because Ricochet's not on this, is he? Hopefully it'll be somebody cool, Yeah, let's make this feel big time. RVD? My buddy? Dre says Miro. Also, we're going to get an update from Prince Nana about Swerve Strickland. Wonder what the update will be. How's the mouth? What else got hit with him? Oh, the head, because he got hit with the chair. Ooh, Ricky Starks. I like that. Yeah, they should make it Ricky. They really should make it Ricky. I've said this before. You guys know this. These names, these like upper mid card to main event names that they've had, from a Wardlow to a Ricky Starks to a Miro, you should really try to retain these younger stars and do their best, do your best, put your best, to use the Tony Atlas pun, put your best foot forward with them moving forward. Because if you don't and AEW signs them, it's going to feel like a gut shot, another gut shot. And they're going to use them a lot better than what AEW has been. So you're just setting yourself up for some failure if you don't try to retain all or at least two of them, And I'm speaking in regards to Starks, Wardlow, and Miro. I think you should get all three. That's just me, though. Dre Owens also says Scorpio Sky, who we haven't seen in a very long time. Yeah, that would be cool. I would like that. I like Scorpio Sky. He didn't have a very long run with that TNT championship either, and he should have. So, I think I covered everything. Yes, I did. I got everything on there. Should be a fun show. I'm intrigued by the elements that come into play. Obviously, Grand Slam doesn't pack as big as a punch as it used to. I think tickets are still reasonably priced and available for this. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's you want AEW to feel like a big deal, and hopefully this is like them trying to start to feel like a big deal again. Yeah, there's obviously we're waiting to hear the television deal announcement and all that stuff. So I'm excited for this. I'm kind of bummed that the McGuinness Danielson match doesn't make a whole lot of sense in how it was set up, but should be a really really fun, cool match. Hopefully they play some further more ROH footage to kind of set the tone for that. But yeah. Who else will we see? Will we see Kingston tonight? He's from New York. He's a big. Oh, geez, I didn't cover this match too. Speaking of New York, we got Big Bill, Jericho, and Brian Keith going up against the Conglomeration. That should be a fun match. I like everybody involved in that. So, yeah, Conglomeration has been the unexpected faction of pro wrestling, but it's been a fun faction, a cool babyface faction. Mark Briscoe's awesome, so that should be a fun one too. Hey, I'm set to interview Big Bill actually in 30 minutes, so that will be upcoming soon on OneTrueSportTV.com. Also, what's up already is RVD, One of a Kind with RVD. We'll be we talk the Vince McMahon doc, but we also reveal Only Wrestlers. Go to onlywrestlers.com, sign up. You can sign up for free, and you can subscribe to your favorite wrestlers channel. RVD and Katie Forbes are both free right now, so you can sign up now, become a fan. There's a lot that goes on to it. More wrestlers will be coming onto the platform, and then on top of it, you, the fan, can make a little extra cash. Find out how. But check it out. Go to onlywrestlers.com. It's a new big collaboration that's really cool and groundbreaking. Further details are on this latest episode of One of a Kind with RVD. Rob gives you the full rundown of that stuff. So check that out and go to rvdtv.com. Also, live tonight, I am potentially recording with Fonzie. We're going to talk refereeing and all the intricacies that go along with that and his experience with it. Some fun stories will be told. Fonzie is very big into the live interaction with fans, so tune in, 7 p.m. He'll probably do some giveaways. Fonzie's big into giveaways, so rvdtv.com will be live on there. We'll be live on OneTrueSportTV.com. So tune into there, and you can participate in all the action. If we do it tonight, there is a hurricane set to hit his area, so we'll see. Be sure to check out Working Stiff. Robert and Scott reviewed AEW last week. They previewed, Scott covered Collision on the Patreon, and then Robert reviewed Raw on Monday before he lost his voice. So check out the Patreon for Working Stiff and tune in to the podcast as well. That'll do it for me. Geez, I guess I could put this card down. Why am I've just got so used to saying, hey, I'm back. All right. Just for like 30 seconds, and then I'm going to leave. But guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everybody chiming in with good feedback, good questions, and give me your thoughts on more things that happened tonight and happened in the Vince McMahon documentary too. Intrigued to tune into all that. But yes, best of luck in your future endeavors. Enjoy Grand Slam. Go Yankees. Go Jets. Go New York Knicks. It's New York Groove, baby. Back in the New York Groove.